let's talk about the red planet a little bit, because as you know, it's been seriously in the zeitgeist like crazy. Like we talked about, we always talk about Elon Musk because everybody's always talking about Elon Musk. But his fascination with the red planet is insatiable. He's going to get there, hell or high water, right? He's convinced, and he's convinced. Well, let's say half of humanity. The other half hates him because, well, he's not a Democrat. But what can you do, right? Well, hey, nobody's perfect. But here we go. This is from MSN.com. And this is a sort of a recap of, well, not just internet culture, of course, but his claims, Elon Musk's claims about the red planet. Now, check this out. According to MSN, Elon Musk promised to put humans on Mars by 2021. All right. Well, I'm not very good at math, but I think if that's the case, he's late. I think he's late. Okay, so there's that, right? So here we go. Let's read a little bit of this. In 2011, billionaire Elon Musk said he would put a man on Mars in 10 years. More than a decade later, the internet now wants answers. Well, that's because the internet's the scourge of humanity, if you know what I mean. Oh, wait, sorry, the internet is humanity in a digital form. And anyway, I digress. Musk has often talked about wanting to make humans a multi-planetary species and establish a colony on the red planet. SpaceX, his spacecraft engineering company, is already developing a prototype rocket that can carry cargo and crew to Mars and beyond. In 2011, during an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Musk was asked to give a time frame as to when humans could reach Mars. His best-case scenario was 10 years, while a fallback worst-case scenario was 15 to 20 years. The video has resurfaced online a little over 10 years later. A Twitter user shared a screenshot of Musk's statement, which has now gone viral. While one user wrote that Musk was doing pretty good so far, adding that normal business predictions were usually a year or two off, another asked him where he was on that mission. A third cut Musk some slack and blamed COVID-19 for the delay. In any case, the internet is, well, a cesspool. I mean, I think we all know that because humanity has become polarized, divided, flinging digital poo at each other, as it were, right? Which is again is why we've always done it in this format. Why I kind of don't like to talk about politics, just because it's all it's about, right? Everybody just wants to fling poo and talk about stupid stuff, and again, their narratives and not our narratives, and I don't like that. I just don't like that. So in any case, all right, so now we have the 10-year mark. We're past that. We're at 11 years since Elon Musk said best case 10 years, people on Mars. All right, we're late, okay? So now the question becomes, right, regarding that, do you think, well, something else is afoot? So best case, are we still within the realm of possibility of 15 to 20 years, and that's going to be okay, and maybe he's going to do this, maybe he's not? Or could this be maybe a delay from the curse? The Mars curse, the curse actually on Mars itself, right? Okay, now again, hear me out on this. So I got a few questions for you tonight as we go, okay? As you know me, I'm the questions guy, I'm not the answers guy. So there's a few things going on here, okay? Number one, do you believe a curse is real? Do you believe it can be real? We've heard of the curse of the King Tut, the curse of the Pharaoh, this type of stuff, right? A curse, just a regular curse. Do you think it's possible? All right, number one. Are curses real? All right, number two. Now, why do you think, if that's the case, we're going to go down the rabbit hole a little bit here. Why do you think Mars might be cursed, right? In terms of, well, all the things. That's the question on my mind tonight. And number three, well, do you think at any point ever on Mars there was inhabitants, let's say? Because of course, right, my mind works in mysterious ways, even to myself. And I started thinking, okay, so if there was a curse on Mars, let's put ourselves in that headspace, right? This was my thinking. I was like, okay, so somebody at some point had to have cursed Mars, right? Or I guess we could talk about cosmic curses, or who knows, I don't know. Maybe bad luck. Do you guys believe in luck? Anyway, a lot of questions here, a lot of stuff to talk about and think about. But if there is a curse on Mars, how Did it become a thing? So there you go. That's just a few questions as we start. More are going to develop as we go, because that's just the way a natural conversation flows and happens. So there you go. And one more time, if you want to be part of the show, I'd love to hear your thoughts at 702-957-1037. That's 702-957-1037. Now, let's check this out. Now, this is exactly what we're talking about. This is from Universe Today. And I did learn this recently, like I said, this idea of a Mars curse, and I thought it was fascinating. So let's look at this. This is all the way back from 2016, okay, and from universetoday.com. Goes like this. Last week, again, in context from 2016, ESA's Shirapeli lander smashed onto the surface of Mars. Apparently, its descent thrusters shut off early, and instead of gently landing on the surface, it hit hard, going at 300 kilometers per hour and creating a 15-meter crater on the surface of Mars. All right. Fortunately, the orbiter part of ExoMars mission made it safely to Mars and will now start gathering data about the presence of methane in the Martian atmosphere, which since then, of course, this is 6 years later, almost 6 years later, we've seen some of that data. So, okay, cool, fine. That's interesting. So here we go. If everything goes well, this might give us compelling evidence there's active life on Mars right now. All right, that's cool. I'm into that. The article continues, it's a shame that the lander portion of the mission crashed on the surface of Mars, but it's certainly not surprising. In fact, so many spacecraft have gone to the galactic graveyard trying to reach Mars normally, trying to reach Mars that normally rational scientists turn downright superstitious about the place. They call it the Mars Curse, or how about this? The Great Galactic Ghoul. Now we're talking. Now we're drinking some maybe juice. All right. Now listen to this. Mars eats spacecraft for breakfast. It's not picky. It'll eat orbiters, landers, even gentle and harmless flybys. Sometimes it kills them before they've even left Earth orbit. All right, you see what's going on here? Listen to this. At the time of this writing, this article in late October 2016, Earthlings have sent a total of 55 robotic missions to Mars. Did you realize we tried to hurl that much? Anyway, so 11 flybys, 23 orbiters, 15 landers, and 6 rovers. Now, this is where this gets super weird, okay? Well, in all, 44 missions have been sent, and this is, again, the timeline's a little skewed because I got these from different articles at different times. But listen to this. Over the decades we've been exploring the Red Planet, several missions have gone astray, starting with the very first landing attempt by the Soviet Mars 2 mission in 1971. More recently, NASA's Climate Orbiter missed its orbit insertion in 1998, and the UK's plucky Beagle 2 lander failed to send back a signal to Earth on Christmas Day 2003. All in all, 44 missions have been sent to Mars, of which 26 have been full or partial failures, and 18 successful. So, if we're keeping score, our crewed Martian success rate is 41%. 41%. All right. And this is what makes astronomers, scientists, go downright superstitious because, well, how on God's green earth do you have such a low success rate? Okay. And is it just something as simple as, well, I don't know, let's say it's hard to land on Mars, right? The Great Galactic Ghoul, maybe? I don't know. What's going on here? I think this is an interesting thing that, right? I mean, is it the same thing trying to land a lander on the moon or land it on Mars? Or is it very, very much different and very, very much harder? Now, of course, some of the astronauts involved and the astrophysicists and whatnot will say things like, definitely it's very much harder, right? It's very much harder. It's very, very much further away. You have to wait for a specific time for the orbits to sort of be in a matched state so we can, launch and then be able to communicate quickly and all the rest of this, right? So there's like I said, this is kind of interesting. I couldn't believe it when I first heard this. I was like, really? A Mars curse? Like, never heard of that. But then even worse, right? They're calling it the Great Galactic Ghoul. Eating spacecraft, orbiters, landers. The plot thickens, right? So of course, it got me thinking in terms of, again, back to the questions. Is a curse real? Could it be a curse? Is it possible? All right. Number 2. What about Mars? Couldn't somebody have had to curse this? Like if it's cursed, if it's actually cursed, right? And do you think the somebody that maybe cursed it, let's say was there a long time ago, or maybe is still there? I don't know. I think that's the question.